And the film's not even out in the UK yet, and there's still kind of a buzz about sequels, and I think you said that you'd be up for it. Do you think there's more of a story to tell between Sonic and Dr. Robotnik?
You know, we just began.
And we're back, AdventureBlur here. So now that the Sonic movie is now out, and the fandom decide whether they love or hate it, I don't really know which, I'm avoiding Twitter, I'm assuming it's good, it's time we talk about sequels. Or at least, who could show up now that they dropped a certain bombshell at the end of the film.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, I liked it. Now we know that if they make a sequel like they obviously want to, Tails is definitely going to be in it. But what about other characters? Who else from the larger Sonic universe could show up? Well, I have a theory or two on some likely candidates. If there is one character that hasn't been confirmed that I think is going to show up, it's Knuckles. I think he could easily fit into the sequel in a pretty fan-pleasing way. First off, there's the opening of the film that quite literally has echidnas in it. Seems like an easy character to make once you have his people already figured out. But what really sells the idea of Knuckles showing up, in my eyes, is Eggman's ending in the movie. At the end of the film, Eggman is stranded on the Mushroom Planet. It's there that it's revealed that he's planning on returning with one of Sonic's hairs. Now think about the place. Mushrooms. Just like Mushroom Hill from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Knuckles' first game. Mushroom Hill is an iconic place from those games, and Knuckles is tricked by Eggman to fight Sonic in said game. What if, for the sequel, Knuckles and Eggman meet on the Mushroom Planet? Now we know that there are a ton of other rings in the universe for travel. Sonic says in the film that they're used by people to travel to distant planets and locations. Plus, Tails uses one at the end. Maybe Knuckles is in a similar situation to Sonic in the beginning, and he's living alone on the planet to protect his power or the Master Emerald. Now it is said constantly throughout the movie that no one lives on the Mushroom Planet, but that could be very wrong. Sonic's the only one that ever brings it up, and he's never been there, or really knows anything about it outside of he needs to go there as a failsafe, and that there's a ton of mushrooms. It just seems like way too much of a coincidence with it being a mushroom place where Eggman is, for it to just be a mushroom place where Eggman is. Now another, much less likely character I think could show up in the sequel is Metal Sonic. Now this one does not have as much evidence as Knuckles, but there's stuff in the movie that makes me think it's possible. Near the end of the film, Eggman uses a piece of Sonic's hair to upgrade his machines to go as fast as Sonic, allowing him to put up a pretty good fight against the Blue Blur. And we know that he still has the hair and is planning on using it again to return to Earth. But what about after? If Eggman does want to hunt down Sonic again, which we all know he's going to want to do, he's going to want to go in prepared. If I'm right about Knuckles, then that's one person on his team down. But Eggman could really use something that, in his eyes, he could rely on completely. Eggman says in the film that he hates humanity and only trusts and cares for his robots. So why not create a metal carbon copy of the one thing that beat him to use to beat Sonic? Keep the speed and strength, but can only be controlled by him. Let's not forget that the film shows throughout it that Eggman holds grudges a lot, and that anyone who hurts him, he hurts tenfold. He even tells Tom as much in the movie. So him creating Metal Sonic to beat the everything out of Sonic is very much in character for this iteration of Eggman. I mean, come on, you know he loves that type of irony. He has Sonic's hair, and once he gets back to Earth, he's definitely going to use it to strengthen his forces anyways. Seems like a great setup for an amazing villain if you ask me. Now those are only two characters I could see show up in a sequel, if there is one, which I certainly hope there is. I mean, the movie wasn't perfect, but it was still a fun time with the characters I love, and a sequel could easily improve on what they set up. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And with that, this is AdventureBlur, and I will see you next time.